So I'm going to talk to you about how Valerann uses AI operationally in 12 different countries to save lives. Our vision is to bring about the biggest single improvement in road safety since the seatbelt, using data. Now, this vision doesn't speak necessarily just to what Valerann is trying to do. It speaks to what we believe, the potential we believe data holds. The data we already have, the data that you already have, being collected on your roads. Now, data, when it comes specifically to safety, can help us do three things. It can help us prevent accidents before they happen. It can help us respond sooner to accidents that we now know about. And once we respond, it can help us mitigate their impact more effectively. The challenge we have is that this clicker doesn't work, is that we're dealing with an enormous amount of data. So it's hard to separate the wheat from the chaff. A single road that Valerann manages generates as many as 60 million data points in real time every single day. Now, if you think about the amount of people that you have in your control center, 3, 5, 10, if they need to deal with an onslaught of information of this magnitude, what do? They often just ignore it. And this is where AI comes in. AI helps sift through all this information and connect the dots. Connect the dots so that your people, can ultimately tell a story. It helps predict risks before they happen, helps you detect incidents that you've not known about or that you would know about, but know about it now sooner, and then helps you plan how to respond more effectively. Let's talk about risks. There are so many factors that impact risks, so many things that might cause or not cause an accident, and they're all changing in real time. Visibility, traffic conditions, weather, etc. Now, we often think that people in our control center know the areas that are most dangerous and are most likely to have an accident. What we've done is we've taken over a decade of data for each one of our operators and in real time run these factors and assess, based on AI, what area has the highest likelihood of an accident. The result is that AI is 4 times better at predicting where an accident is likely to happen than what we call expert systems, which are often worse than random, surprisingly. Now, the reason it's so important to know where risks are going to happen or likely to happen is not because we're going to get it right every time, but it helps us direct our attention. And that is especially important when you look at the sheer magnitude of alerts coming in. We did a project for 3 months with a European toll operator. In that time, from connected vehicles, social media, cameras, navigation apps, etc., we got 850,000 different safety alerts. Accidents, wrong-way drivers, stopped vehicles. That represented over 10,000 alerts every single day with a 0.3% accuracy. That means you have to go through 299 different data points to find one thing you want to do something about. What does AI do with this? Well, to try and simplify it, the first thing it does is deduplicates. 2 stopped vehicles from the same camera in the same location, same time, are the same stopped vehicle. Then it does that cross-source. Stopped vehicle from a camera, stopped vehicle from Waze, same location, same time, same event. Now it gets a bit more complicated. A stopped vehicle from a camera and a crash alert from Waze and congestion being formed, that's the same incident. That's potentially an accident. And then it gets more complicated still, saying, what is interesting to you based on your past behavior, to the road operator? A stopped vehicle in a tunnel is more interesting than a stopped vehicle on the hard shoulder. The result is we managed to decrease the amount of alerts into the control center 400-fold, while maintaining, so far, will improve, 71% accuracy. So that means that 7 out of 10 events that you're seeing, you want to do something about now. Now, how does this help you? Well, let's imagine a control center that doesn't have this. Every minute you're getting an alert. 10:34, you have a stopped vehicle. 10:35, you have a pedestrian on the road. 10:38, Waze is telling you have congestion. 10:40 here is telling you have more congestion. 10:45, you have pedestrian on the road from a different data source. All this is coming at people in your control center. Every single alert, they need to decide, am I looking for it? Am I sending a patrol or not? Now, none of these would probably require them to send a patrol. However, there's going to be a crash here. No one was injured. But if you have a crash, each one of these could be what we call a digital footprint, an indicator. So there's a crash at 10:34. At 10:34 also, immediately after, a vehicle stopped. As the vehicle stops, you'll see in a moment, a pedestrian comes out of the vehicle in order to help the person. He then stops traffic so that in 10:38, Waze notices that there's congestion forming as he stops traffic in order to go and help the person. Now, all of these are the same digital indicators of that one accident. And if you're not able to connect these dots, your people are not going to be able to do it, then you're not going to see that. And the reason this is so important is that once you look at indicators for an accident and not someone calling in to say an accident's already happened, you can start responding to that way sooner. 9.35 minutes sooner, to be specific. That is life-saving minutes that you can now spend actually responding to this incident. Now, but 71% might not be good enough. So what we do is we applied another machine learning model to traffic flow, to look at how traffic behaves, usually, and when does it behave abnormally. And then the question is, can you then connect an alert to abnormal traffic behavior? The result is improving accuracy up to 96% of alerts where you don't even have a camera. Now, why does that matter so much? 2 weeks ago, we provided these 3 alerts to one of our clients. An incident alert from Waze, then unexpected congestion on the other side of the road, and then another hazard from Waze. Alone, if you've ever worked in a control center, you would ignore this. But they said, these things together, these things are worth investigated. They send a patrol, and good thing. Because AI connected the dots, but the story it could not tell was the man was on a bridge attempting to commit suicide. They got there, their patrol got there in time and convinced the person to climb down off the bridge and saved his life. Now, if AI did not connect the dots, we would not be able to tell the story. And the story that this ultimately tells is that what AI is here for, it helps us work together. It helps transition our people from being what I call data collectors, answering phone calls, manually reviewing CCTV, sending a patrol over to see if something has happened, to decision makers. They now have the data available, and they can connect the dots, tell the story, and decide what do they want to do about it. So when we talk about AI, a lot of people think that it is about replacing existing processes. It's about taking jobs, decreasing costs. But no. What AI is here and what it can really do is work together with us to enhance our processes. It can help us improve our operations, maximize our revenue, increase safety, to grow as an industry. We talked about that AI can sift through millions of data points. It does that so we can take action. We can prevent accidents before they occur. We can respond to accidents more effectively when they occur in order to mitigate their overall impact. Now, ultimately, we are here to make impact. And the impact we've seen so far is our roads have managed to respond to 40% more incidents that they would not have known about otherwise in 25% less time. The result has been double-digit decrease in accidents with injuries and fatalities consistently among roads that have been using AI. Actually, just over a month ago, one of our roads, a COO of one of our roads, went on a panel and said that they've reduced injuries and fatalities with our help by 42%, the single biggest improvement in road safety since the seatbelt. Thank you.